Okay, so here's my example. What you see is a bunch of Legos, right? You've got some red Legos and some yellow Legos. Right now, the ratio of red Legos to yellow Legos is 1, 2, 3 reds to 1, 2, 3 yellows. Okay, that's called a part-to-part ratio because I didn't count everything all together. I looked at the red part and the yellow part and I compared them, the 3 reds to the 3 yellows. And that happens to be equal. They're an equal number. If I took a red one away, they're not equal anymore. So now I would have a comparison of 2 reds to 3 yellows. That's, again, a part-to-part ratio because I'm looking at the red part and the yellow part. What if I wanted to do a part-to-whole ratio? A part-to-whole ratio would be one part, either red or yellow, compared to everything that you see right now on the screen. So let's do the red ones. There are 1, 2, 3 red ones, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all together, 6 pieces all together, 6 Legos. So my ratio, my comparison would be 3 reds to 6 in all. We're going to talk more about that as we get into our unit on ratios and proportions. But that's just a pretty quick overview, part to part versus part to whole. They can get pretty complex, especially if you add lots of stuff. So let's say I added 2 green ones. And I wanted to know the ratio of greens to yellows. Well, now I don't even need these red ones. They're still part of my picture. But my ratio, my comparison, is only talking about greens and yellows. So I would count the green ones, 2, and I would compare it to 1, 2, 3 yellows. My ratio is 2 to 3. If I wanted to do a part-to-whole comparison now, let's say I wanted to do yellows to all of the Legos. I would have 1, 2, 3 yellows. And how many in all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 yellows to 8 in all. So that's ratios for you. We're going to talk more about it. We're going to get to practice a lot. And then we're going to talk about proportions, which is a lot like filling in tables, which I know you've done because you've done it with me. But I'm sure you also did some of that in middle school or in elementary school. That's stuff like counting by 2s and 5s and 10s, all those skills you learned a long time ago, but we're going to bring them back and practice them and use them in different kinds of mathematical situations. So that's what you have to look forward to in this unit. I'll try and make another video when we start our next unit. It's going to be about fractions and decimals and adding and subtracting them. After that, we're going to talk about area and perimeter, which are both measurements. And finally, towards the end of the semester, we're going to talk about probability, which is one of the coolest units because it's a lot of games and, spinners and rolling dice and, what do you think is going to happen? Are you probably going to win or probably not going to win? It's one of my favorites. So you have a lot to look forward to this semester. All right, so I'm glad you're back and let's get started.